we're going to look a little bit at how a faction fight goes. So, we're going to be doing some stomping right now. Stomp around. Forward your stick a little bit. And then you can wheel with shouts too. You can go.
If you ever use your Irish stick against someone who does some sort of modern Pima art, like historical fencing art, yelling at them before you strike them works really well.
So now, during that, what we do, we have is people would throw rocks. So we have tons of rocks flying around, and women would have crowds of rocks for people to grab, and people would throw rocks. And when you get tired of this, at some point, somebody would call and then two champions would walk up in the middle, right? So now, let's say Cal and I are the champions today. So we're here with that stick fighters in our faction, come up to the middle, and we're just standing at each other for okay. Then at some point, one of us is gonna be knocked out, killed maybe. So fall, let's say count out the best of me, I fall down. Now the next thing that happens is the charge, right? So each faction will be charging each other in the middle. Because what happens is you got the best stick fighter of this faction, we get right in the middle, usually a lot farther away in the field. He's out, doesn't have the protection of his group, right? So you guys can easily come and beat his head to the ground. And these guys don't want that to happen. So they're going to rush in the middle to make sure they don't lose their champion. And so battle begins there, right? So people will be rushing in here, and then there would be the, once the dust settled, people would go into a phalanx, apparently. So people would go shoulder to shoulder and advance in ranks towards the other faction, and then until the battle goes one way or the other. Okay? So, what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be doing a little bit of a faction fight. So we're going to advance towards each other, and we're going to make sure that enough room, but we're going to do the Trinity. Remember, hand, head, face. To whoever is in front of you. Okay? So I want you to go smooth. Alright, don't try to hit the other person. We're just drilling. We're just going to try to do a mock faction fight. But so you come in with your faction and go into the drill. They're busy, hopefully fighting whoever is in front of them, and maybe they get a little bit distracted and they start advancing, and then you can reach them without the person next to them being able to do anything about it, right? So if Drummond was a bit, hot-blooded person he is, he's just rushing in, boldly, and then I see this, bang, I hit his head, and then it's done for, right? So you try to stay in line. You try to keep the person in front of you busy and kind of trying to get him focused on you, but at the corner of your eye, you keep looking at whoever's there, and then once you get a chance, bang, hit them. Right? That's the basic strategy for fighting. So you try to hopefully have more people around one person, and then hit that person at the same time. Right? So that's how faction fight would go. One group would win, and then people would get home, others won't.
Probably be a pursuit.
Sometimes, yeah. Maybe not. So some faction fights were a little bit more meaner than others, and the retreating faction, just like during wartime, would be
they would try to get the whoever was fleeing. So it could get pretty bloody, but sometimes it would just end and they would be like, hey, that was great, let's go to the pub. And maybe somebody would die, but it would be like, well, that's part of the game. And we would end up in front of the judge, and believe it or not, they would be like, well, he was